Hey y'all, welcome back to Pure South Pastures. It's a beautiful morning in central Arkansas, and I want to take you along for some chores this morning. We're going to move the cows and check out the sheep. We're going to feed some pigs, and we're going to look at some grazing that we've been doing. It's been a while since I put out a video. I've had some equipment failure. I actually made 3 videos that I couldn't even put out because there was just some noise on them that was so bad that nobody would want to watch them. So that was kind of disheartening. But anyway, we're back up and running, and I'm glad you joined me today. Hang out for just a little while. Let's see what we got going on this morning. Knox is ready for food this morning. Come here, bud. Come on. Come on over here. Oh, he's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's doing a good job with the sheep. He's staying home, taking care of stuff here at the house. On the farm, he's keeping all the critters away. He's such a good boy. Such a good boy. I'm really proud of him. Seems to be doing better. He's very thin. That's just his makeup, but he seems to be putting on just a tad bit of weight, which is something I was really hoping for, trying to manage for that. I got a pig that is due to have piglets anytime. So every morning when I come out, I'm kind of anxious to see. She hadn't had them yet to see all 3 of the. Man, we have had rabbits this year. My goodness. I think a lot of it is our management. Having tall grass really has helped us with these rabbits and having them around. So man, we've had rain. Golly, it's been raining. I'm not complaining. I'm thankful. Oh, she hadn't had them yet. Boy, she is sagging. Golly, she could have them any time. You can see this forage. We grazed this down to the ground intentionally. Non-selectively grazed it. And you see a little bit of the cool season grasses just coming up and putting on the seed head. And then you got all this warm season grass that is just, I mean, look at this. It's just beautiful. It's just soaking up all the dew. Just covering the ground. So, the sheep are down here in the blackberry. That's what I'm talking about. That's why we have sheep on the farm right there. Love to see them. The sheep eat grass really well. But they also, man, they love to hit these fence rows. The blackberry. That little ram right there, I think he's got a hernia. I've been just kind of watching him. I don't know. All right, so here's something I got to tell you about the sheep. Little ram's trying to get something done there. How about that? Oh, it's 2 rams. Bad news. Anyway, the sheep management is not what I expected it to be. And this may change over time. Right now we have 18 sheep, 18 head, including rams and ram lambs. I started out with sheep thinking that we were going to, and we may eventually do this again, we were going to confine them with electric fence, electric wire, maybe 2 strands, 3 strands, and keep them contained with the dog. That just hasn't worked out well, because when I contain the sheep with poly wire and reels, it ends up positioning Knox, the dog. He just doesn't like electric fence. I mean, he can't stand electric fence. He will not stay contained in a confined area in electric fence. And so what I was doing was I was containing the sheep, but I was separating the dog from the sheep, which obviously is counterintuitive or counterproductive. So what I've been doing, and right now it's working out okay, I've been just letting the sheep go. I mean, you can see they just went through this fence. This fence actually isn't hot, but and so the sheep have been, they've been going all over the farm. They pretty much head south every morning, which is a good thing, because south is, this is the bio right here, and the bio borders us on the south side back here. It'd be the south and the west side, and then other farms with really strong fences border us on the back. So as long as they go south every day, you know how that goes, but as long as they go south every day, they can't get out. They can have the run of the whole farm all the way back this direction, back this way, and so it's kind of what they do. And right now it's working. There really is no way for them to get out if they go north either, but I just, they seem to not go toward the highway. They seem to always go back toward, there are no roads behind us and for a long way, and so they'd have to really, you know, go across other people's property and all kinds of stuff like that. So good fences keep them in on the backside. The bio also restrains them on the backside, and so I just say all that to say this is not going like I thought it was going to. But you talking about easy. I mean, they pretty much just take care of themselves. I mean, they just, as you can see, they're grazing through and eating weeds and grass, and they just do this every day, and I really don't even think about them. I check on them every day. I like to see them, put my eyes on them every day and make sure everybody's good. But other than that, man, it's been quite remarkable. I still don't know if I like it, because it's just, I don't have control, you know, they're kind of doing their own thing, but for right now it's working in the season that we're in, and they seem to be doing really good. You can see they've pretty much, for the most part, shed off their winter hair coat. Got a few on the backside over there that got a little patch on the backside, but other than that, they're doing good. Few of them have a little bit of a limp. What I found with sheep is, it's not trying to be cruel, but you're almost always going to have some sheep with a little, especially as wet as it's been, they're going to have a little bit of a limp, and then in a few days it clears up. So yeah, so that's kind of sheep management right now. Sheep management is they manage themselves. They go wherever they want to go. They eat whatever they want to eat, and I mean, I can't even like tell where they've been. It's not like they're grazing it down with 18 of them. It's just not, because they're constantly moving. So they just kind of pick a little bit and go. And so it's also not affecting the way that we're going to manage the cattle. And so Knox stays with them. He's up by the barn right now because he's waiting for food. But as they move across the farm today, he'll follow them, and it'll be what it'll be. So anyway, that's what we're doing right now. Probably not the best scenario, but it's working, and they're doing well. And so, looking good this morning. I like sheep, man. They just, look at them. They're just going after probably the stuff that's not so desirable to cattle, the broadleaf stuff, and wearing it out. Beautiful sight. White animals on green grass. All right, y'all. So I've got the cows up here by the shop. Really, this is a part of our yard. This is an area that I mow. And there's a lot of clover, just a lot of succulent grass here. This is important because I've actually moved them in here to give them a break. I've been pushing them about as hard as I want to push them. I know that we're going to be coming on calving season for long. Several of these cows are due to calve in probably June or July, and so maybe August. Having said that, I just know that we're coming up on that, and I don't want to push them so hard that they go backwards. They have just a little bit. I mean, I'll show you why, but I mowed this not too long ago. This is an area that I'm not concerned about. I don't manage this like I do the rest of the farm because this is part of our yard. And so I don't mind them coming in here and nipping it off and, you know, just really kind of wearing this out. I promise you it'll grow back faster than I want to mow it. So it's kind of a dual purpose here, but this is giving them a break because I've been pushing them on this property over here. This is let me show you. This is a leased farm next door, and this is what we've been grazing, and it's a whole lot of nothing really. You can see some of the stuff that grew early and is dying off. There's a whole lot of broomsedge in here. It's vegetative broomsedge, but it has very little nutrition, and we've been grazing it pretty non-selectively. As I've gone on, I kind of have backed up a little bit on the pressure that we're putting on it, just because the cows need a little bit more selectivity. There's not much in here to select from, honestly, as far as talking about forage with a lot of nutrition. But I feel like you know, I've given this a lot of rest, and we've got to put pressure on it. We've got to get animals on it, fertilize it with urine and manure. And so, and the landowner lives right here next door, and just to let it grow up and be nasty is you know, just dead stuff is not good either. So here's where we begin. This is where I started letting them be a little bit more selective, and you can see that's what they did. I mean, they just kind of tipped this, which is not the way I started grazing them on this. I started up here by the road, and we were putting a lot of pressure on it. We got a lot of rain while we were on here, and so there's some muddy spots too. You can see, I mean, this looked like what I was showing you back there, and I mean, they pretty much have taken the broomsedge down to where it's pretty stemmy, and they've done this all the way across the place. I don't know what kind of regrowth of desirable forage we're going to get here, if any, but we may just do this a couple times and just let them kind of tip it until we start getting some better, just from hoof action, animals being on it, manure and urine. We'll just keep working it until this gets better and better and better. So, but that's what we've been doing, just pushing them hard. And so if you've ever wondered if cattle will eat vegetative broomsedge, you're looking at it. I mean, look at this thing. You know, this stuff was probably this tall, and they just came in here and tipped it. I can tell since they've tipped it, this is probably 5 or 6 days ago. It's already growing back. So now once this stuff gets in, you know, this top stage, this is really old, but once it gets brown and stemmy, starts getting a little bit more mature, it's gonna be hard pressed to get them to eat it. That's one of the reasons I wanted to come in here and do this now. It's because I knew that if I let this place go too long, I'd lose any ability to really even take that down. So my goal here wasn't, we were putting something through the cows, but it really wasn't doing a whole lot for the cows. But really we're trying to landscape, trying to build the soil. And so we're pushing pretty hard on that. And you can see here, this is not optimal this time of year. There's not a whole lot of undigested forage in there, fibers, but it is pretty stacked up. Now that they're over here on a lot of clover, Dallas grass, a lot of Bahia, Bermuda, and it's not real tall, but because I had mowed it not too long ago, but it's going to be a lot better than what they've been on. And I'm telling you, they're going after that clover. Probably been very, very little protein in here. So this is what it looked like. You can kind of see the difference. That's where we grazed. This is where we haven't grazed. And so we'll come in here. After I give them a break, let them be a little bit more selective for a few days. I actually have another part of the farm I need to go back to. I need to start grazing an area that we grazed before, so I may just, I don't know, I may have to mow this, knock it down. But that's a good problem to have, as far as we're not running out, we're chasing grass, we're not running out of grass at this point. I'm afraid if I don't mow that, then if we were to hit a drought or something, it'd be so non-vegetative or so lignified that it wouldn't do me any good. So this is what we're eating today. This is this thin stuff here is bahia. This is either Dallas grass or crabgrass. You can see all of the clover mixed in that. I love this stuff. This is the stuff that people spray for. People don't want, you know, they want a monoculture. They don't, man, we're looking for diversity. We want diversity. So we want all kinds. You got the Bermuda down in here. You got clover here. You got, I don't know if this is Dallas grass or crabgrass, but whichever one it is, that long, succulent, leafy blade. Man, who wouldn't want that? Spray that? That's crazy. Don't spray this stuff. Put that through your cows. Let them eat it. Don't worry about what it looks like. We got to learn that diversity is beautiful. Somehow we've tried to make pastures look like lawns, and that's not what we're going for. That's not the best for the animals. It's not the best for the soil. Especially if we're spraying it to get it that way. That don't even make sense. Pay money for chemical. Put chemical that kills stuff on the soil and on the plants. Bring your animals that somebody's going to eat, probably you as well. Let them graze on stuff that you sprayed poison on. That just don't make sense. So, man, look at this. All this clover. She likes it. Hi, baby. She likes it. You can tell she's slicking off a little bit. Heifers, a lot of times, will take a little longer to slick off. These Devons have some, so we have Red Angus, Devons, and we bred South Pole bulls back to Red Angus and Devons. So the ones that have Devon genetics, they hold on to their hair a little bit longer. The Red Devons, if you know anything about them, they get a curly, kind of a curly winter coat. Hey, girl. I call her Licker. You'll see why. No, I'm gonna do it today. She loves to lick my hand. Man, does it get any prettier than her though? Beautiful. So anyway, the Red Devons, they hold on to their coat a little longer. Calves will hold on to their coat a little longer. Calves and heifers, you can see this one here, still got a curly coat. This was the last calf born this year, to us earlier this year. The ones that had calves in January. So yeah, this girl's starting to shed off. The older cows, they've already shed. I mean, they're slick as a button. Look at them. Just slick. So here's what you're looking for. This is her rumen right here. This is the area that you want to watch, and you can see on her, it's empty because she's ruminated all night long. She's a big old cow. It's hard to keep, I mean, she has to eat a lot because she's so big to keep weight on. So you can tell I've been pushing her the last 10 days. But she'll fill that rumen up today on all this succulent grass. And that's what we're watching for. In the morning, we want that rumen empty. And in the evening, we want it protruding. We want it overflowing full. Not overflowing, but you know what I'm saying. Pushing out instead of empty. So. After what they've been on, they're loving this. This is our old cow right here. She's the oldest cow in the herd. She's a 2011 model. And I see her sometimes favoring some feet. So she favors her one of her feet, her back feet a little bit, but she's a little slower to get up in the mornings. But she's still having wonderful calves. This is the cow. She's had one calf. She's the one that I almost sold because I didn't like her. Look at her, man. She is just going to town. Nope, that's not her. That's not the one that I almost sold. This one's got a little bit of a weird udder, but she's been a good mama to 2 calves. This is the one up here that I almost sold. I didn't like her as a heifer. She was long and lanky, and man, she put on gut late, and I don't know if that's common, but she's a good mama. I really am glad I didn't get rid of her. See, there's a little bit of fly pressure on the cows. They're dealing with flies. Hi, baby. You don't want me messing with you this morning. You want to eat, huh? That heifer slicked off. She's looking nice. Really good. This mama slicked off. She's been pushed a little bit. She's a little better a few days ago. So anyway, that's what we're grazing. I'm gonna let them have this today. And then shade management is something that's important. Really, one of the main reasons I moved them in here today, the first thought of moving them in here in my plan was because we're gonna get up to 92 today with about 55 to 60% humidity. And we got to think about shade when we're getting there. In those temperatures here in central Arkansas, man, it just gets oppressive with the humidity. So I moved them in here. You can see there, the 4-wheeler's right there, and Knox is laying in front of it, and there's a gate on the other side. There's it's a barnyard back there, just behind the barn. Pigs are back there. But there's an open area around our working pen, and I'll just let them graze that. Not only will they be able to eat a bunch of succulent stuff like they're eating now, but they'll also just clean that up for me so I don't have to mow it. Why mow it when they can do it, right? So, and there's a lot of shade back there. They can get in out of the sun later in the day today. That's something that we'll have to constantly be thinking about now through the summer. We've done really well up to now. We haven't had temps that have pushed us to necessitate shade, but now we're there. So from here on out, we're gonna be lucky if we're not thinking about shade every day. So that's one of the elements, a lot of people don't think about. But if you're gonna, if your cows are gonna do the best, if your cattle are gonna do the best that they can do, you gotta think about shade, water, mineral, and forage. So we'll be giving them that, and then we'll be processing how we handle that from this point forward. This, for us in this field out here, this west tree line really is good because by the afternoon, when it gets to afternoon and the heat of the afternoon, that tree line really provides a lot of, because it's so tall, it does provide a lot of shade on that fence row over there. Even though you do get a lot of concentrated manure and urine on that fence row, it still serves as great shade, a place for them to get out of the heat in the summertime. So that's always a pretty sure thing when you're grazing that field. This field that I've had them in just doesn't have any shade. I mean, there's the fence rows are grown up a little bit, but there's no significant trees that they can just get under, and so got to think through that. I do have some shade cloth and a tarp that we can use. It's just moving it every day and all that. I really need to make sure that I want to do that in that season, or that it's even possible with my schedule. So all right, I'm gonna get the pigs fed. I gotta run into town and grab some supplies. I gotta get some mineral for the cattle, some dog food for Knox, and get these animals going so I can get to work. So that's what we're doing. All right, y'all, that's it for today. Knox is chilling behind me. Got my kinks worked out of my technical issues, hopefully. The cows are going to be coming into, they're out front like I showed you earlier, and this is open to them as well, so they can have all of this this barnyard area. They can get in the working pen, and there's all kinds of horse nettle and junk in here that hopefully they'll trim up or trample down, and they can get to some shade. So it's a good day here on the farm. Beautiful day, hot, steamy morning here in central Arkansas, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you for joining me today. Got a video that'll be coming out this weekend as well. I had a company send me a pair of boots, and if anybody can try out a pair of boots, I can. I wear them every day, put them through all kinds of crap, both literally and figuratively. and so we're gonna be doing an unboxing and then showing you a new brand of rubber boot. So that'll be coming up here in the next day or two. So thanks for joining me today. God bless you guys. We'll see you on the next one.